Knowing the difference is what separates reactive boys from grounded masculine men. Most men do not fail because they are unworthy. They fail because the moment she pulls away, they abandon themselves first. Her silence does not destroy the connection. Their reaction does. When a woman withdraws, the masculine mind reaches a psychological crossroads, not between chasing or walking away, but something much deeper. The crossroads between holding your center and collapsing into insecurity. There are three quiet collapses most men experience in this moment. Internal breakdowns that women feel instantly, even when no words are spoken. And these collapses are the real reason most men never pass the test hidden inside her distance. The first collapse is subtle panic. He feels her energy shift. The warmth fades. The conversation slows. Instead of grounding himself, he spirals inward. His mind fills with stories. She is losing interest. She is pulling away. I did something wrong. He creates emotional earthquakes inside his own head. And she feels every aftershock. His masculine energy becomes unstable, reactive, and shaky. And nothing kills attraction faster than instability. Women do not run from silence. They run from the man who cannot hold himself inside it. The second collapse is overcompensation. He senses her withdrawing, so he tries to fill the space she creates. He texts more, reaches out faster, reassures harder. He believes effort equals connection. But she feels a different truth. His fear is driving the interaction. Over-effort exposes emotional dependence. She does not feel chosen. She feels responsible for his emotional state. And the moment a woman feels responsible for a man's emotions, polarity breaks. Desire dissolves. Her retreat deepens. The third collapse is self-abandonment. The man stops living his life. He stops focusing on his purpose. He sidelines his goals, his routines, his discipline. His world shrinks to the emotional space between her last message and the next one he hopes will arrive. This collapse is the most destructive because it quietly reshapes him into someone she cannot respect. A man whose identity bends around her attention. Women can feel when a man has paused his life for them. It does not feel romantic. It feels heavy. It feels fragile. It feels like pressure. And here is the painful truth. Once she senses this collapse, she cannot unsee it. Her nervous system shifts into a different instinct. Not attraction. Not connection. But caution. She begins pulling away even more. Not because she wants to, but because something inside her no longer trusts his strength. What most men never realize is this. Her silence did not cause the collapse. It only revealed the instability that was already there. A grounded man is not shaken by temporary distance. He does not chase. He does not cling. He does not crumble. He stays rooted in purpose. He remains fully alive in his own life. He lets silence breathe instead of smothering it. And that is exactly why he passes the test effortlessly. Because when she pulls away, she is not asking for proof of your feelings. She is asking for proof of your foundation. There is a reason women test men with silence, distance, and unpredictability. Not to punish. Not to manipulate. But to reveal one thing. Only a grounded man can embody stoic neutrality. When she pulls back, insecure men fall into overthinking, overreacting, and overreaching. But the stoic man steps into something rare. A state of inner stillness. A calm that cannot be provoked. A presence that cannot be rushed. A center that cannot be shaken. This is the quiet power taught on Stoicism Breath. Not loud confidence. Not forced dominance. But deep inner stability that speaks without saying a word. This is the true essence of masculine presence. It is unmoved energy in the middle of emotional turbulence. Neutrality does not mean being cold. Stillness does not mean being passive. Presence does not mean doing nothing. It means you become the emotional anchor in the interaction, not the emotional echo. When a woman creates distance, it often awakens a man's deepest fears: rejection, inadequacy, abandonment. But a stoic man does not negotiate his identity with those fears. He stays rooted in purpose, structure, and self-command. And that inner stability becomes the very signal her nervous system responds to when she pulls away. An insecure man immediately asks himself, what did I do wrong? How do I fix this? What does she want? But a grounded man asks a completely different question. What does this moment require of my strength? This is where masculine and feminine energy meet in perfect psychological balance. Her emotions rise, and your presence deepens. Her uncertainty grows, and your stillness expands. Her fear surfaces, and your calm becomes the environment she feels safe returning to. A stoic man does not analyze every shift in her behavior. He does not chase clarity. He does not demand reassurance. He does not spiral when she becomes quiet, because he understands something most men never see. Her silence is not a verdict. It is a mirror reflecting your internal state. Stillness becomes your calibration. Neutrality becomes your power. Presence becomes your message. A stoic man lives by a steady rhythm. Purpose first. Discipline always. Emotional sovereignty above all. His life keeps moving forward regardless of who texts, who pulls back, or who hesitates. He trains his body. He sharpens his mind. He works on his goals. He protects his routines. And that consistency becomes a gravitational field that draws her closer without effort. A woman does not fall for a man because he reacts to her emotions. She falls for the man whose inner world remains intact in the presence of her emotions. She is drawn to the man who does not rush to fill silence. The man who does not collapse under uncertainty. The man who does not let her temporary retreat shake the foundation of his identity. Neutrality becomes attraction. Stillness becomes safety. Presence becomes intimacy. A stoic man understands that emotional storms are part of feminine nature. He does not fight them. He does not absorb them. He simply stands calm and unbothered until the storm passes. And when it does, she sees him more clearly than ever. Because in a world full of men who react, A woman never forgets the man who remains. Silence is one of the most misunderstood forces in male-female psychology. Most men fear it. Most men rush to fill it. Most men fall apart when a woman becomes quiet. But a woman's silence is never empty. It is a mirror. It is an emotional lens that reveals exactly who you are beneath the surface. The moment she pulls back, she sees everything. When a woman cares about you, she becomes deeply attuned to your energy. Not your words. Not your promises. Your energy. And silence gives her the clearest emotional reading. The insecure man cannot survive silence. He panics. He reaches out too fast. He over-explains. He over-texts. He over-pursues. His mind fills the quiet with fear. Every minute without a reply becomes proof of his deepest insecurity. I am not enough. She is slipping away. But the Stoic man breathes. He stays present. He returns to his purpose. He lets the silence exist without trying to control it. And in doing so, he sends the strongest message possible without saying a single word. I am whole. I am grounded. My life continues. And that energy speaks louder than any text ever could. She is losing interest, and the moment a man reacts emotionally, he confirms exactly what she was testing. But the grounded man, the Stoic man, understands that silence is not a threat. It is an opportunity. It is the moment where your true strength becomes visible. When she pulls away, she is watching how you hold yourself. Do you stay anchored? Do you stay calm? Do you stay committed to your life, your mission, your purpose? Or do you abandon yourself to chase her emotional shifts? She is not testing you because she wants power over you. She is testing you because she wants to feel safe with you. And safety to a woman's nervous system is measured by your ability to remain unchanged in the face of uncertainty. Silence is the purest form of that uncertainty. This is why a woman often retreats right when she starts feeling something real. Her emotions intensify. Her fears intensify. Her desire intensifies. And that intensity triggers her instinct to step back and observe. She is not looking for a performance. She is looking for your center. A woman can see a man's true emotional strength more clearly in his silence than in his words. Because in silence, there is nothing to hide behind. No charm. No clever lines. No explanations. Just the raw truth of your emotional gravity. If your identity collapses when she pulls back, she senses it immediately. If you need her reassurance to feel valuable, she feels it like a shift in the air. If you chase because you cannot handle the discomfort of not knowing, she sees a man who cannot carry the weight of her emotions. But when you stay still, when you allow the silence to exist without chasing, without reacting, without needing, something powerful happens inside her. She feels the presence of a man who is emotionally sovereign. A man who is not threatened by space. A man strong enough to let her move through her own emotions without rescuing, without pleasing. Silence becomes the frame in which your masculinity is revealed. She notices the man who does not send double texts. She notices the man who does not demand attention. She notices the man who continues living fully even when she steps away. And that awareness awakens a deep instinctive attraction, the kind women cannot easily explain, but feel in their bones. Because the truth is simple. A woman cannot fall for a man whose emotions she has to stabilize. But she can fall deeply, almost uncontrollably, for the man who stays composed while she navigates her own emotional storms. Your stillness becomes her reassurance. Your consistency becomes her clarity. Your silence becomes your strength. And when she sees that strength not in what you say, not in what you promise, but in how you respond when nothing is being said at all, that is when her love deepens. That is when her trust expands. That is when she realizes she has found a man whose energy cannot be shaken. Silence does not expose her. Silence exposes you. And that is exactly why she uses it. When a woman pulls away, she is not looking for distance. She is looking for definition. Not definition of the relationship, definition of you. Female psychology is instinctively drawn to a man who can hold his frame. A man whose emotional posture does not collapse the moment her energy shifts. And when she withdraws even subtly, that is the moment your frame is measured with brutal clarity. Most men fail this moment. They twist their frame. They bend it. They abandon it. The moment she gets quiet, they chase. The moment she hesitates, they overcompensate. The moment she retreats, they rush forward with reassurance, questions, explanations, emotional noise. But here is the truth no man wants to admit. The more you react, the more she pulls back. Because your reaction exposes your need. And nothing suffocates attraction faster than a man who depends on her emotional stability to maintain his own. Holding your frame is the opposite of reacting. It is the discipline of staying grounded in who you are, independent of her silence, her mood, her distance, or her unpredictability. So what does frame actually mean? Frame is your inner world, your values, your boundaries, your purpose, your emotional steadiness. It is the invisible structure that keeps you standing tall no matter what she is feeling. A masculine frame is not loud. It is not rigid. It is not controlling. It is calm. It is centered. It is self-directed. And a woman does not test this with words. She tests it with withdrawal. When a woman pulls back, the weak man collapses into pursuit. He tries to fix the emotional imbalance. He tries to solve her silence. He tries to repair her mood and pull her back into comfort. He believes effort will bring her closer. But all it really proves is that he never had a frame to begin with. The grounded man, the Stoic man, does something radically different. He holds. He remains steady. He stays fully present in his own life. He stays connected to his mission, his direction, his identity. He does not make her silence bigger than it is. He does not take her distance personally. He does not interpret her retreat as rejection. He allows space to reveal the truth. And that is exactly what women crave. A man who does not lose himself the moment she steps back. When you hold your frame, you send a powerful message to her nervous system. Your emotions do not control me. Your silence does not shake me. I choose you, but I do not need you to remain myself. That message is magnetic. Because a woman cannot trust a man who collapses under emotional pressure. But she can deeply and instinctively trust the man who stays composed while she recalibrates her feelings. Frame is not about ignoring her. It is about not abandoning yourself. It is the discipline to let her come to you. It is the maturity to allow her emotional waves to move without trying to stop them. It is the confidence to understand that presence does not mean pursuit. And here is what happens when you master this. Her silence begins to belong to her, not to your fear. Her distance begins to highlight your strength. Her retreat becomes the contrast that reveals your steadiness. And slowly, inevitably, she moves back toward you. Not because you chased, but because your stability pulled her. Women return to the men who hold their frame every single time. Because holding your frame is not about dominance. It is about emotional sovereignty. It is about showing her that you can carry your own weight and meet hers without collapsing. It is about becoming the man who is unshakable, unmovable, and unforgettable. So the next time she steps back, ask yourself one simple question. Am I holding my frame, or am I losing it? Your answer will determine everything that happens next.